5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll say this is my final thought on it.
Mhm.
I'm not against fighting for your man. Fight
Mhm.
for your man. But I want you to really think about Shirley and to all the Shirleys out there. What is it exactly that you're fighting for? All
Mhm.
right. So you say you're fighting for your man. Are you fighting for your man to keep him, for him to be faithful to you, to stay in
Mhm.
your life? Because he could do all those things, right? And if that's what you're fighting for, and then that's going to take him to be a part of that. He has to be a willing participant in that. But if you're fighting
Mhm.
just to make sure you're the main focus,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and keep him around in whatever way possible, then
Mhm.
continue to make these calls and deal with this in the way that you're doing. Because you
Mhm.
may be the main focus as the main woman, but he's going to continue doing what he's doing. You're barking up the wrong tree, however you want to cut it. And so
Alright.
that's my
Okay.
take on that. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give my final thoughts and then we'll sign off. All
Mhm.
right. So I would say that it's the caliber of the person too, as well. Like
Mhm.
obviously that should be something that you are figuring out earlier or sooner than later. But I'll say this in the most simplistic way that I can say it. One of my friends used to say that everyone is capable of finding anybody, but not everyone can find somebody.
Mhm.
And so when you're out there, make sure that if you're fighting for this relationship, that you're fighting for somebody, not just anybody, because they're not worth your time. Because no matter how much effort, how much counseling you put into certain people, they'll never be who you need them to be. And that's just the reality of it. And
Mhm.
so just make sure that it's worth it. So do your research up front, ladies. And, if you are in this Shirley situation, make sure that if you're going to fight, make sure that that person is worthy of you fighting, and they will fight for you as well equally. And so that's my final thoughts.
Girl, wait a minute now, because that's too good. Now my
That's
mind's
you
going
got
on whatever.
okay,
Say
go
one more.
ahead. Now, okay. One more
Add one
thing.
more thing. That was good because I was like, ooh,
Okay.
no, you're right. When you talked about getting your somebody, not anybody, and what
Mm-hmm.
are you fighting for? The thing that instantly I said, ooh, the ladies need to hear this too. If you want to continue to fight, we've been in it all these years. We had a happy home. It's all these years of good. If this is starting to go downhill, if this man is stepping out, is this a repetitive behavior though? Is it something you experienced before? How many more years of this do you want to fight for and go through?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes we wind up being in a situation for 5, 10, 20 more years because we had something that was really good for the first 3 to 5, but he's no longer that person. He's
Mm.
changed, right?
Yes.
And so you're fighting to get that 3 years back, and you waste 10, 15, whatever more of your years for him to be who he is. And he's committed to being this person now. And so I want you to
Mm-hmm.
think about that because we make a lot of mistakes that way. We was so good the last 3 years, and then he did this, and I think I could get it back. But really, this is who he is, or this is who he
Mm-hmm.
is now.
Exactly.
Consider how
I
much more
love
time you want to invest in that if that's the case. So I want to say that. Mhm.